For Warren.
For short.
For sure. Oh, it's going to be a show tonight, I can tell. I think we are live, my friend. It is 9 o'clock. Mickey Mouse time. Perfect.
New camera, we need to know if we got good volume here.
Yeah, that's right. Can you hear us? The eyeballs are going to show up there. There's 3 people already. Boom! Let me know if you can hear us. We have a new camera tonight, courtesy of brother Jim Packman.
Jim.
So some more stuff coming. People, can you hear us? All right, snarky time. Aaron Brown's in the house. Aaron, can you hear us?
We got good audio.
Oh, Bonneville. We have all kinds of stuff done. Okay, Brewer says meow. Boom, almost first, Justin. That's our website. All right, we're at 11 people. Can you guys hear us real quick before we get started?
Yeah, we want to make sure we got guys.
Someone give me a V, give me a thumbs up on the volume.
Good audio.
Brand new camera tonight, so we're HD. We're going big time. Picture quality is great. Thank you very much. Sounds good, Brewer says. That's all we need.
Perfect, Brewer. Thank you.
Thank you, buddy. Meow back at you, and I can't believe I just said that. All right, good evening, everybody. Welcome to Pub Table Racers. First of all, I want to appreciate everybody who's been tuning in. We have been going through the roof lately. We went from 3,500 reaching people a couple months ago. In the last month, we've reached 28,400 people. So thanks for being out there. We appreciate you guys. Tonight, first of all, my name is Tim Packman. I've been around the short tracks and the big leagues for a while. Sitting next to me is the one only
Warren Brosell,
who has been around the short tracks, big leagues as well.
Short track, big leagues as well.
That's right. Championships, victories, author, all kinds of cool.
I'm not an author, you are.
Cool stuff we've done together. Worked together a few times. We thank you for tuning in to Pub Table Racers. And tonight, our special guest coming up in a little bit, the one and only Jennifer Jo Cobb, 10 years as an owner-driver and coming off her 200th start this past week at the Daytona Road Course. We're going to get her take on that, plus all kinds of cool things. I'm going to say hi to everybody. You're tuning in here. Boy, we jumped to 23 people. Hey, everybody, what's up? Ginger, Steph, Shoot. Okay, Kim upstairs.
Thanks for tuning in, everybody.
Thank you, everybody. We're just going to...
We appreciate it.
We are getting audio and video is great. Thank you, Aaron. That's the nicest thing you said since we've been doing the show.
What did he say?
He said something nice. He said audio and video is great.
Okay.
Aaron's the king of the snark, we call him. Hey, by the way, Aaron, congrats on Bonneville.
Yeah.
Unbelievable. 500 something miles an hour out there.
Yeah.
We're going to talk. We're going to try to have him
fast.
on. We're going to have him on because we got to talk about the Bonneville Salt.
We got to talk about speed.
We have someone in Mooresville do what he did.
No
That's
restrictor
awesome.
plates there.
No restrictor plate. Tana Robinson's here. Ooh, it's getting big now. Okay. Tonight, here's what we'll talk. We'll just launch into it. First of all, in the news, Bubba Wallace in the last couple of weeks, which I think is impressive during these times when people are holding on to their dollars, not sharing them as much. Bubba Wallace has managed to sign 3 sponsors in 2 weeks.
Okay.
DoorDash, Columbia Outerwear, and Cash App. And his car this weekend looks like a fish at Dover.
Perfect.
It's the Columbia Sportswear. So that's just a little bit of news there. Real quick, Austin Dillon, you tested positive for COVID. Hopefully you can test out of that quickly and hope you're doing well, staying safe. So since we both worked with you,
back to the track.
Get you back to the track where you belong in that 3 car. Kaz Gralla last week, how about that?
Did all right.
First time in a Cup car, he finishes 7th and leads laps.
I think he's a road race.
He's a little bit of a road racer,
yeah.
yes. But still, here you go. Here's the famous 3 car. Have fun, don't worry, no pressure.
And I'm sure there was a little pressure there.
I'm sure I was being sarcastic.
Pop.
Yeah,
we both know him.
Yeah, we both know him. And when the pressure's on from him, makes you want to drink. Hey, real quick, we almost forgot.
No, I didn't forget.
I know you didn't. Everyone says, hey, why do you guys drink Miller High Life, the champagne of beers, during the show? And that's because of our good friend and hero,
Bobby Allison.
It was his championship years and everything. And so we drink that in his honor, so cheers.
I worked for them at one time. You worked for Bobby at one time? Still kind of
do. Went and had dinner with him last week.
Nice.
He's doing great.
Good.
Still funny as hell. And he insisted on driving. He's going to be 83, and he goes, no, I'll drive. And I want to say...
like driving?
Like
he's coming back?
He'd whip some ass if he did. No, he drove to dinner and...
Turn the air conditioning off. I got this.
He said that the reason talked about the heat at Daytona, and he said he was more used to the heat than others because he trained himself.
Yeah.
He said, he went just like this. He goes, I get out of that car and look, these other guys are like, their tongues are hanging out, and I just walk into victory lane. So we talked about that. Austin, that Xfinity race was on Saturday. Congratulations, your guy, Austin Cindric, on the victory. There we go.
Road course phenom.
He has been just on fire with that.
Yes.
And he did a really good job, and he was smooth. He had a little bit of competition here and there, but when it came down to the end, a lot of guys wrecked out. Chase Briscoe wrecked out, other guy. But you got to be in it to win it, and he was. Held on, kept his equipment good.
Yeah.
That's good.
He's good at it.
So
Good at the road racer.
good for him there. At the end, I guess Justin Allgaier and AJ Allmendinger got together on the last lap, or one of the last laps, and Allmendinger was okay. Allgaier was not, and he kept walking down, all pissed off and everything. He goes up, confronts him, and AJ's first thing he says, "Hey man, you have every right to man. Totally my fault." He just kind of took the blame, and but it was the feistiness afterwards. But
Right. I mean, I think them guys are about my height, maybe 5'6", 5'7".
Let
them go at it.
Looks like a scene out of Willy Wonka.
Yeah, I mean, a big guy just break them up eventually.
Right, eventually, you too. But it's good to see the fire, and and afterwards, like she always does. I mean, it's a bad way, but Justin's wife went to social media, and she sticks up for him and says what she on her mind. And
Who wears the fire suit?
I'm not even ask that. Not going to even go there because it's not.
And I work for Joey now.
That's right. So that's what you do. But
and I work for Kevin.
And it's feisty, but it's good because that shows the passion there. Okay, so then we go to Sunday, and the truck series. No practice, nothing. They go launching off in there. I think what they saw on Saturday showed them they need to be patient, and Jennifer Joe's going to talk to us about that in a little bit because she had a bit of brake issue, but she didn't know that because there was no practice to figure out her qualifying, so she found out the hard way, but she came back, persevered, and we'll talk to her about that in a little bit. At the end, it was Sheldon Creed and his teammate from GMS, Brett Moffitt. And it was good racing. It was they did a good job.
I thought it was good.
Good.
Everybody seemed, in all three races, seemed very tentative. Mm-hmm. There was some wrecks, of course, and there was some pileups, but everybody kind of watched their P's and Q's for a while, and then kind of once everything settled in, then they kind of had at it and started.
Real quick, I'll back up. Friend of the show, Mike Wallace. He was running top 20, 2 to go. Got caught up in a big mechanized mayhem there, and there's a picture of him sideways, and I was like, so he ended up finished like 25th. But once again, he was out there, and that's for now. That's his last run of the year. For now. We'll find out. Get him on a plate race, I say. So the trucks ended up. Sheldon Creed at the end. I've never really seen before. But that dude rocks a pretty good mullet. He's got the rock and roll hair.
Yeah,
making mullets great again.
I mean, I could dig up some stuff, and I got that beat by far.
Hey, look it. I'm just glad.
Me and Harold.
I've seen the pictures.
Yeah.
Hey, look at
me and Harold are about the same age.
Yeah.
I didn't keep mine as long as Harold did, but Harold Holly is.
Harold Holly. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Harold Holly was the legendary mullet. NASCAR garage.
Nice. So then there was that. So that finished up. So he's making mullets great again. So that was that. Sunday, later in the day, the Cup guys rolled out there. In the beginning, I thought it was very, very cautious racing.
Yeah, everybody tiptoed.
Right.
To an extent.
Right.
Does that make it a little more mundane, a little more boring because they don't know what they can do until they get going, but they have to do that so they don't tear stuff up. So.
0 notes, 0 practice, 0 past experience. A couple of them had road race, the Rolex 24 or something like that.
Yes.
It's different, totally different everything, but they went out there and they did the deal, and at the end there he is, 3rd time in a row on a road course, Chase Elliott. I'm telling you, the kid he just quietly goes in there. He's not a favorite most of the time.
Well, I think he's definitely the real deal on a road course.
Right.
He's showing that. He's rocking it, and we're coming up. We're going to have the Roval, maybe. I hope.
Right. Well, no. I mean, they're all about those.
Well, I mean, I hope we have the Roval.
Okay.
It's going to be on the governor, right?
Oh yeah. Oh, he can't take it away now.
Well, you wouldn't think, but at any rate,
pitchforks and torches—they're coming out if he does something with that.
So yeah, Chase is a very good road racer.
Yeah.
It's nothing wrong with that.
No. He scored it. Real quick, I want to mention you guys, as you can see on the back here, the show is brought to you by Lake Norman Patio and Game Rooms. Go see Brad, JoJo, and Patrick. Check them out there on Brawley School Road near Canvasback and Oak. Brand new shipment came in last week. I checked them out. He's got all kinds of great stuff, and we're going to be doing a show from their live coming up in the next couple of weeks.
On like their patio.
On part of their, we're going to probably be down in the game room.
Oh, in the game room.
And I talked to Brad, and guess what? He's going to give some stuff away, but you know how you got to get the stuff?
You got to be there.
You got to be there.
Nice.
So we're going to sucker you in to come there and check out all the stuff.
Right.
And the good part, you can check out his stuff and see the show live and get something free. The bad part, you got to meet us. That's it. Sure, why not? We can do that. Hey, and you know what he said? You'd be sure. He says he'll get the beer for us.
All right. I'll get an Uber.
You got 2 kids. They can drive, right? They got cars. DD the hell out of those kids.
Dragging me around on those.
I don't want to see Dad like that. All right. Also, real quick, Rich Bickle, congratulations! You finished the race up at Dell's. Finished 9th. He also won a mini stock race the night before. He jumped in there and won that. Congratulations to the Race of Champions, the Tommy Tony race. Got into Lake Erie Speedway. Congratulations to the winner. Patrick Emmeling in the Modifieds, the Ground Pounders, one of my favorite cars always. And Richard Sharp won the Street Stock race.
Ground Pounders.
Ground Pounders.
Yeah.
Ground Pounders, not in Buffalo. Not in that part of it. But it's always good to see that. So congrats, they got the show in, and good for that. And Butch Williams, the starter, missed a step at the end, and he kind of pavement met the... So he's recouping there. So
okay,
he has a big beard. I thought the beard would have
he recoups
there. So, what do you think, buddy? Should we bring our guest on?
Let's do it.
We just rambled through that in 11 damn minutes. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, our super special guest tonight. As you can see, we are sporting and supporting their T-shirts commemorating her 200 start, which just took place this last Saturday or Sunday at Daytona International Speedway on the road course. Made her 200 start. She's celebrating her 10th year as a driver owner, which I think is absolutely incredible. And she's from Kansas, and she is going to talk to us about her racing. So Jennifer Jo Cobb.
Come on
ladies
in.
and gentlemen, here we go. We'll do the applause there.
Queen of the Keg.
Queen of the Keg tonight. We got her on the keg right there. Is it keg?
Gracefully entered.
Perfect. How are you? Thanks for being on with us.
Thank you for having me.
Yes.
Doing great.
So this came
Put a
about.
big fluffy towel on there for you.
Patted the cake.
Would you want a beer with us, or do you have a drink?
I think I can have a beer with you.
Really?
I've got my friend Tony from Russia here.
Okay, yeah.
And she can drive me back.
So we have Tony. We have a person from Russia with us here tonight. I mean, who does that?
We're worldwide.
Only Jennifer Jo can say, "Oh, I'm coming over and I'm going to
bring some Russians.
Bring some Russians with me." So that's perfect.
We become worldwide.
Worldwide, we become international.
Nostrovia.
What time is it in Russia? Text Dennis and tell him to watch, and then you'll have Russian viewership.
Wow, that would be huge. That's good. You don't get this stuff on NBC and Fox, do you, my friend? First of all, cheers to you.
Cheers.
Cheers.
For 2 things. 1, your 200 start.
Thank you.
Congratulations. These T-shirts are available.
Yeah,
through,
absolutely.
What's the website?
Drivenswag.com.
Drivenswag.com.
You go to our
Swag.
Facebook page. There's a
Facebook
shop
page.
now.
Yep.
All right.
There. Go get them. They're pretty cool, and they are quite comfy.
Soft.
They are nice.
I was going to say, what?
But so this one, I wore an extra large on purpose.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's a popular size,
Yes.
and I'd like to give it away to one of your viewers.
Oh, wow.
So I'll let you guys decide how that happens.
Okay. Well, okay.
You'll sign it, right?
I'll sign it
She's gonna
and
sign it.
probably have some of my perfume on it.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe a little,
Settle down, boys. Settle down.
makeup.
That's right. A little makeup, too. And, okay. Wow, that's great. So at the end of the show, we'll pick somebody, and we will give it away. Wow, that's very nice of you. Thank you. All right. So first of all, let's talk about Daytona. How was it as a driver? Like, you're doing your pace laps. That's your first time around the track, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And how was your road course experience, would you say?
You know, a lot better than it used to be.
Okay.
I run Canada every year now at Mosport,
Right.
and that's a cool place.
Okay.
That is a very technical track.
Sure.
It's got all the bells and whistles. Canada has elevation, high speed, sharp turns. So I feel like if you're gonna, get experience somewhere, that's a great place. So a little freaked out the first time I went to Canada, and I didn't have a lot of iRacing or sim or anything like that.
To do the Daytona track, did you do a little iRacing?
I did, and
At least
that
make a
helped
couple
so
laps?
much. And then
Okay.
of course I raced for Team Total, German team out of the NASCAR Euro Series.
Okay, so
the NASCAR Whelen Euro Series. So
Yeah.
that's all road course stuff. So I feel like my road course experience is definitely elevated. But of course, we would have this big, 200 start and this momentous occasion.
Right. Milestone. Yeah.
And I go into the first turn and I'm like, yeah, I'm not hard on my brakes and it's kind of smoking the right front and we're just kind of pushing through it. Like,
so you had a
we got a
lock up?
problem.
You had a lock up just
No, it didn't even lock up. It just kind of pushed through it.
Okay.
So the first thing you want to do is not wreck. We've had
absolutely.
You've got 40 trucks now. You're starting because of the point situation in the back every week, right behind all of the wrecks. Mm-hmm. We had 2 instances where it was like it's time to go. If you don't finish in the top 32, you're out of the money.
Right.
So you have to finish inside the top 32.
So I'm going to get into the mechanics end of this. Do you think you needed did you need to be bled?
We went behind the wall.
Some air in the right?
Went behind the wall, and I have to say we took the fastener supply company Chevrolet Silverado behind the wall.
Nice. Throw that in here.
That's what we're here for.
So yeah, went behind the wall. Brian Kozlowski's my crew chief.
Okay, good.
Bled the brakes, and what it proved was they did everything right in the shop.
Yeah. Okay.
That didn't help a thing.
Okay.
So I think there's something going on in the front brakes. I've been racing full time in the Gander RV and Outdoors Truck Series for 10 years.
Right.
And you tend to go through these situations where something goes wrong and you learn, and something goes wrong and you learn. And I told Brian, I said, the last time this happened, there's an O-ring in the master cylinder.
Yeah.
And if that little O-ring gets a speck of dirt,
it'll bleed past the
O-ring. And so you can pump them up and they're going to be fine. But you get just a little bit of heat in them or a little bit of movement.
Yeah.
And talk about scary. Like on the simulator, I was braking on the back stretch for the back chicane.
Yeah.
I was braking between the 2 and the 1. Okay. And on the simulator, my times matched the Xfinity winning last lap time.
Sure.
Good.
So I come out here and I'm like, all right, it's the first lap. There's 30 trucks in front of me because we just fell to the back because we were like, it's going to be a long race. We expected a wreck fest. We didn't get the wreck fest we thought we could have, to benefit from the attrition. But we knew it was going to be sketchy. So it's just above all, when you own the team and we've got a great sponsor in Fastener Supply Company and Paradigm Racing and Waldo's Painting Company and Schultz Engineering. But they're not the multi-million-dollar sponsors.
So did your pedal go all the way to the floor?
Come down to the back stretch. I thought, I'm going to brake at 4. And when I broke at 4, the pedal went all the way to the floor. So after we bled the brakes, Brian said, you're going to have to pump them up. That's all I can tell you. Either
for your braking
not
zones.
Finish the race. But so every turn, it's pump, pump, pump. And then on those high-speed ones, it's pump, pump, pump. Like kind of close your eyes and hope it holds. Pump, pump, pump again.
Right.
So it was a handful.
Anybody who's road race like I've road raced, so you're going to lose speed there. You always lose when
you got to back up the corner first of all. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're going to lose some speed there, and it's probably whatever it was, a caliper problem or a master cylinder problem, and like you said, it could be a speck of dirt, it could be just the fluid getting hot. So we hate that happening.
Yeah.
But
so we didn't wreck.
Yeah,
right.
Objective number 1.
That
Don't
was
wreck.
So at one point you were off.
At one point we were off. Bled the brakes.
And there were certain members of the media on Twitter who had you done for the day. And I said, I don't think so. Because that's not you.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden you came back out and you were 37. And I give you credit. You finished the race. And
we finished in the money. 31st.
31st.
Good.
Money's in 30. So that's determination. That's for your crew. That's you not giving up and going back out there. Okay.
I'm going to tell you that you're out there. So you have to find a rhythm with this pumping the brakes.
Right.
So I was talking about the zone and where I was braking, and I backed it up to like 6. So I started pumping the brakes at 6. When I got to the 3 on the back stretch on the wall, I downshifted to 3rd. I couldn't really turn under braking. It would just kind of slide right through.
Yeah.
So, get to the 1, downshift to 2nd, point it, mash the gas. I mean, I was just kind of finding my own rhythm there.
Right. With the truck, you probably got to do some threshold braking. You almost got to brake straight, and then...
And it's a lot like Martinsville.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard to brake and turn, and
it'll just push. It'll just push, right?
Yeah. So yeah, but that's what our team's about. On one hand, it's such a bummer that we had such a bad day, which it could have been worse. Could have been worse.
No, it could have been worse.
But I think a lot of people would have said, "Oh, screw it. We'll just park it, save the miles on the engine, sell these tires to a Cup guy, something." But that's kind of what
that picture
team's about.
Did you hear about this picture? I got to bring this up because this is a sports story that I got to bring up. Some pitcher was 3-0, and some guy hit a grand slam, and now this pitcher is bitching about it.
Oh, he's crying about it.
Yeah, and it's like, all I could think in my head was, "Oh, that guy got a participation trophy."
Well, no,
It's like, no, you dig in, you don't give up, right? Racing's a little bit different.
Sorry, you threw a
You don't get a participation trophy in racing, and you go go-kart track.
That's it. Either you won or you didn't.
Right.
Well, you made it through. You won. You're in the money, 31st. So congrats on persevering and toughing it out and everything. So my question to you is, people, this is the first time a lot of people have seen you. So thanks, Jim. We have Jennifer Jo Cobb tonight on Pub Table Racers, and she is an owner-driver of the number 10 truck. And
Passenger Supply Company Chevrolet.
Yes,
right.
That's what we need.
That's what you 10 years as a driver-owner, which is amazing what you've done. How did you get your start? Where does this desire to all of a sudden,
your history of your family background.
Someone who got you involved.
Dad.
How much time do we have?
Well, just condense it.
Well, it's funny because people ask me this question.
You were in a go-kart at some point in time.
No,
really?
Never.
Jump right in cars.
I was a ballerina. I was in ballet and gymnastics class.
All right.
And I would go to my dad was a dirt racer in and around the Kansas City area, all over the Midwest. And I would be downstairs.
I think Boyer was a ballerina too.
No, he paid a lot of them.
I hope he hears that.
I hope he does too.
I'll catch him. I'm sorry.
But just I'd fall asleep in my dad's racing seat, and just wanted to be in and around race cars every night. And my mom would yell at me, "You're the only ballerina with dirt under her fingernails." And, sorry, Mom.
It's all right.
So just grew up, my dad was my hero, and I wanted to drive, and I think my dad never thought I would take it seriously. I was really outgoing in school and involved in all kinds of clubs, and he's like, "Yeah, this isn't going to be your thing." And when I had an opportunity to race, it was because I inherited my mom's car. My dad bought her in the 70s, 1975 Trans Am.
Ooh,
and
nice.
I was doing drag racing.
Nice.
I did high school drags, just
right.
quarter-mile stuff, and stoplight to stoplight stuff. I shouldn't say that.
Okay. No, it's all good.
Yeah. So I was looking for a manifold. My dad was giving me tidbits and goals on how to make my Trans Am faster, and I was looking for a manifold. And this guy had an old BMW on cinder blocks in his front yard. And I go, "What are you doing with that?" He's like, "You want to race it?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I want to race it." And that's truly how it started. And I got hurt. Of course I got hurt. And my dad was like, "Oh boy, if you're going to do this, we're going to do it right." He went to a junkyard for $50. He bought a Mustang, had a sunroof in it. We had to put a
like a
filler in
79 or
it.
something, right?
Yeah, and I think it was the 80s.
One of them
something like that.
Yeah. Or something. Yeah.
Yep. And so started racing the 4-cylinder pony stock division, and just my dad said, "If you're going to drive it, you're going to work on it." So I showed him the commitment. Absolutely.
You did that.
Oh yeah. So showed him that commitment and started winning races and moved up a division and won races there and moved up a division.
What division's one that you started in?
So it was 4-cylinder pony stock, and then it was like a limited late model.
Okay.
Never did a street stock, so to speak.
You went right to late
kind
model.
of jumped to like that intermediate limited late model, sportsman late model situation. Almost won a championship there, just a few points.
And where was that?
Second.
Where was that?
I-70 Speedway.
Okay, wow,
Yeah.
wow, that's
big
a lot of history there.
Yeah.
Mike Wallace will tell you about that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I watched those guys for sure. So Lakeside and I-70 Speedway, around Kansas City, and then after 10 years of racing locally, they built the Kansas Speedway, and I was like, "That's me right there."
So you went from I want to race at the big track.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I remember working on my car. My dad goes, and I'm watching the news stories every night.
Right.
Kansas Speedway was on the news.
Yeah.
And I remember him going, "Man, you really want to do that, don't you?" And I'm like, "I'm going to do that." And as soon as I did, I never looked back.
So your first start was in a truck.
ARCA.
Oh, that's right. You had a bunch of ARCA starts. By the way, we put that you're going to be on there in the ARCA page group, and those people went crazy.
Aww,
No, seriously, it was like
so awesome.
there's a bunch of shares and likes and everything. I'm like, wow, and like we were talking earlier, like you being on reached 9,300 people. So there's a lot of people that want to know, what you've done, where you come from, and everything. and that follow you. So I think that's great.
Well, I'm grateful. I am grateful for that. NASCAR.com called me today and did an interview, and she was like, "What keeps you going?" And I'm like, "Well, besides the fact that I actually enjoy what I do, do I want to do it better? Yes.
Absolutely.
You know, do I want those monumental finishes, and do I want things to be better? I do." And I still have faith that maybe they will someday. Not maybe, they will.
Right.
I mean, you know, we'll continue.
Sure.
I'm grateful. You know, I've got a new crew chief, a new spotter. You know, Steve Kirkendall was my crew chief forever, and he's been coming back and helping us.
Good.
And it's a cool dynamic that we have going.
They never really go away, do they?
I know.
They never really go away.
You know, I'm going to say it like this. So, you know, Tim's from Buffalo, Jennifer's from Kansas, I'm from Wisconsin. We're all here in North Carolina. Nobody who comes here doesn't give 110%. And if they don't make it. They're home. They're back home.
Yeah.
You know, or this wasn't for them.
I think everybody's waiting on a big break, like some breakthrough, or they put a timetable on it. If I haven't done this by this, it's like, well, do you like what you're doing? Do you love your life?
Timetable, I retire. I mean, I'm 25 years in almost.
I'm just
that's great.
This is better.
But you know, I get what you're saying. I put a timetable on my career. It's like, God, you know, I got to a point, you know, where I didn't think I was going to win a championship. I was like, but I was okay with it.
Right.
I've been a part of winning everything else, and I was like, all right, well, if it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. I'm going to press on. I had a great career. You know,
still do.
I still do. I still do. You know,
I'm working on it again.
But what I'm getting at is that, you know, there's moments, and I'm sure you've had these. There's moments in this sport that you live for, and that's what keeps you going. You know, it's kind of like the golf, right? It's kind of like golf.
Yeah.
You know,
one good shot.
You have one good shot, you go back.
Right.
You know.
And also along the way, you've made some Xfinity starts too.
Yeah.
That's good.
Did some Xfinity stuff. You know, real grateful for some of the teams I've worked with on the Xfinity side. You know, Rick Ware Racing and Jay Robinson when he did his thing, and Rick was always really, really good to me. I tried hard to take care of his equipment, and he knew I'd have a sponsor when I ran the Kansas Speedway because that was my home base. We had an awesome Mark I Electrical Company sponsorship there for every year. Pizza shop, you know, we've got some really loyal sponsors.
Good, right.
So I always knew, you know, so I ran my first ARCA race in 2002.
Okay.
And I didn't go full-time truck racing until 2010. So from 2002 to 2009, I might have gotten to race once or twice a year.
Okay.
And that was those were the hustle years. You know, that was the is it ever going to happen? And during those years, I said, if I haven't made it full-time in NASCAR by the time I'm 35 years old, I'm going to quit. Well, do you know when I started racing full-time in NASCAR? 35. When I was 37.
I didn't start till I was 35.
Can you imagine if I would have quit?
I do know, but you didn't. I'm going to say something. I'm going to say, I mean this sincerely. I've told you this a million times in your face, but I'm going to tell all these people. This woman sitting next to me, her determination and her drive and everything that she does is so inspiring to so many people, little girls out there, everybody. She never gives up.
Never give up.
She never gives up. I mean, she might not make the race, but she's there every damn week. And if someone wants to get behind someone who's going to give you everything she has, this person right here is the person going to do it.
Well,
and I always told you, if I win $100 million, I'm giving you whatever it takes for a season. I've always told you that.
Yes,
I mean that.
I appreciate
I have
that.
seen you at the track with your head down, but you bring it right back up. I've seen you when you've been frustrated, but you still smile. And you are a pure racer.
Well, I appreciate
That's probably the best compliment I can ever give.
I appreciate
That is. That's a great compliment.
Because I've watched, you know, just because, you know, being a female, yes, of course you draw attention. And so, but you show up every week. And you do that.
I think I draw attention being a smartass too.
You do. Yeah, you do. Remember,
imagine a female.
I call it witty, but that's good. So at what point did you say, you know what, I'm going to own my own team?
Yeah, I mean, that kind of came about, and, you know, that's where the story goes a little sideways for a hot minute, but that came about because of a guy that I had met that wanted to help me and said, why wouldn't you do that? You know, let's do it. And I was looking for a speedway truck, one speedway truck. Couldn't find it. Those are hard to find even to this day.
Right.
But the whole team was for sale, and it was for sale at a price that kind of made sense. You know, if if you're looking to put your money behind someone and you look at all the fixed assets, not an asset that's going to go into the wall or blow up, there was a lot of good fixed assets there. So that's how that worked out. But I've had to really chase it over the years, and I mean, times people say I consider myself a student of life, a student of business, a student of racing. And so I'm constantly trying to understand and learn and grow from people. And so I'll talk to successful business people, and they'll say, well, let's start looking at your budget. And I'm like, oh, no. There is no budget. Because if we budgeted, we'd stay home. Because there's nothing possible about that budget that's going to,
Sure.
But somehow, some way, one foot in front of the other, one lap at a time, we make it.
And are you still enjoying what you're doing?
Yeah.
So that's all that
That's all that, but it's good, and it shows. And if people see that, they're like, you know what? I want to get involved with her. I want to help her. How can I help you? Because
well, that's kind of what happened with Passenger Supply.
That's what I was going to say.
These guys came to the shop, trained, bought licenses, and they're now full-fledged crew members. From the president of the company to the top salespeople.
They're involved.
You know what? That's old school.
That's how it starts. That's
old school. I worked at G&G Trucking, and we had, half a dozen truck drivers that were pit crew guys and mechanics, and it wasn't, nobody was professional racing. We were all thrown into this vat of what can you do, and that's how you made it work. And if some of them are probably maybe mechanically inclined, they can help you. Some of them can't, but they can do this or they can do that.
Yeah.
I mean, I waxed the ASA car for 4 years before I was allowed to touch anything.
Right.
I'm not allowed to do that. I am not allowed to hear the cars at all. It's probably a good move.
Can you hold a wrench? Come on over to our shop.
Just so you know, people are saying inspiring. They get it. It's good. Goosebumps. So just let you know.
That's awesome.
So you are a role model a lot of people, just so you know.
I appreciate it more than you know, because when you look at the stats or the finishes, they're not where I want them to be.
Right.
But I have learned that life is so much more than money.
Or
and
stats.
so much more than stats.
Yes.
And I told, when I did the interview earlier for NASCAR.com, I said, there's probably a guy or two out there that's won a race that maybe would rather have the life I have.
Right.
And I'm so grateful, just like Tony being here from Russia.
Yeah, we have a question.
I know, he's trying to say, would
you grab her a drink? That's what I was trying to thank you. Sorry.
My water.
Your water.
Your water, it's a water, seltzer.
But, so anyway, being able to travel the world, so I just feel like God gave me an ability to speak and to not be
your water a little bit
to not be afraid to stand up in front of people,
right.
And then just being a speaker and being able to share stories and hopefully inspire. I'm not saying I am. I'm just hopefully it is.
No, I think you're very inspiring. So here's what I always used to tell guys that would come to our whatever shop I was working at with a bad attitude. I'd always say. And this used to hold true back in the 2000s, but not so much now because of Corona. But I'd say, you know what? Look in the stands and just glance, right? Yep. And everybody in them stands wants your job.
Yeah.
They want to be the fabricator. They want to be the mechanic. They want to. Every little girl who watches NASCAR truck racing wants to be Jennifer Jo Cobb.
Right.
And that's the beauty of what we do. We inspire other people to push forward and be and work. This takes work.
I mean, we were working at it, and you've survived 10 years.
Yeah.
The hard work though, I kind of thrive off of it, because there are days I just sort of have this personality where I'm like, oh, maybe I don't deserve this. Who am I? To be this girl from Kansas, never had money, getting to own a race team and drive a race car, and have all of these great fans, and even my teammates, my guys. We wrecked 2 trucks in 3 weeks, and they've had so many nights after midnight, and I'm there with them, and I am in the other room, and I hear them out there laughing, and that means so much. And I'm grateful for everyone who's ever crew chief for me, and everyone knows Steve's like my brother. That crew chief for me for a number of years. Right. But Brian Kozlowski has come into that shop, and he's just the right mix of no nonsense and hands-on
and knowledge.
Right. And he's also hard on me. And the thing about that is, it reminds me of racing with my dad.
Yeah.
Perfect.
And it does. And so when he's like, what happened? We just slowed down a second. What happened? I'm like, dang, dude, I slipped out of the groove, all right? Give me a minute,
you know, he comes from that racing family like you did, too.
Yeah.
So
yes.
So what has been the difference with him coming on board? Because I know you brought him in after a couple races into the season.
I feel kind of bad for him because what we're fighting right now is things like this brake situation where he's going up in the parts room and pulling stuff down, and we're finding out, well, that's no good. We probably should have never put that on the truck. And it's you guys know what this is.
He wasn't sure.
If something's not good, you mark it with an N, F, and a G. We've got things not marked.
What's the other part?
Or you run it through the bandsaw.
Oh shit! It doesn't work.
You need a new one of them.
Throw it away.
You left that on the table. I just got caught in there.
No, really, and so he's honestly being bit by that a lot. You know, with our team, and I'm like, Brian, I'm sorry, but I believe in you. Give us a chance to, get it together, and I think we will eventually. I think we're going in the right direction. We've got
it's encouraging.
New spotter, Clayton Hughes, is spotting for us, and he committed to the rest of the year with us.
Clayton's good.
So between Clayton and Brian, being in my ear and coaching me, and Fastener Supply Company and Paradigm Racing, and just everybody that's rallying behind this team, I feel a forward momentum right now.
Good. It's good. And it's got to give you a good feeling going to the shop on the track, knowing that you have that support in your ear and behind you. Okay, I'm going to jump way off something here. How does a girl from Kansas who races short tracks and comes into NASCAR as a driver owner, how do you become an ambassador, speaking about racing, in Russia? And you didn't go one time. You went, how many, 3 times? Many times? Okay.
It started the year before. I got one of these emails that makes you think it's a scam.
Oh, yeah.
And the guy's like, I work for the U.S. Embassy in Tbilisi. And that's in the country of Georgia.
Got it.
So he's like, we are, basically the culture in Georgia was a very patriarchal country. It was under Russian rule for a long time. And they are trying to really sort of energize their people, especially women.
Got it.
It's like, so we got this campaign, women can do anything, and we thought, what better way to bring a female race car driver over? You're going to go all the big cities, little cities, all throughout the country of Georgia,
right,
and give speeches.
Okay.
I had a translator. It was wild. I mean, it was crazy. We were like an embassy would pick us up every morning, like this, the big Suburban. I mean, it was so cool.
Felt like you were a big dignitary.
Oh, it was so cool.
Which is great, but
and he's the one that taught me. He's like, you're now a speaking ambassador for the U.S. Embassy. I'm like, wow, well, that sounds. Can I put that on my business card?
Cool. That's awesome.
So at the embassy.
Well, you can put anything on your business.
Tony, is it true that like most posts in embassies can only be like 2 years? They don't want people like in that position forever. So his post was up in Georgia, and he was going to Russia, and I'm like, I'll go to Russia. So I reached out to him in January.
Not like ours. Not like our political system.
Yeah. Well, there were some hiccups because there were some things going on with Russia.
Yeah.
And so he connected me with this organization. That's how I met Tony.
Right.
And you guys, I fell in love with the country. I fell in love with the people. I mean, look, one of my best friends here now from Russia.
I see a lot of your pictures, and I'm like, I saw her at Pick a Track. And now she's in Russia,
right.
And then we're tubing
Best
together.
Martinis on a planet.
We're tubing 2 weeks ago on the New River together, and it's just like how you have just all the stuff that you've done and the people you've
Life is crazy. Life is crazy, and I dig it. So I'm forming a new organization,
right,
called Driven Diplomacy International.
Okay.
And the point is, we were talking. Tony and I were talking on the way yesterday. And I said I was scared. I don't have fear, but I was scared. I was like, do I need to pack? Do they have food in Russia? Do I need to pack extra protein bars just in case?
When you went
food,
I'm just kidding, but
but
it's Russia, not Canada.
Do they like Americans? Yeah. Do they like Americans? Should I look a little less American? What do I do? And they don't make eye contact. And you know me, I'm like, hey,
I'm Jennifer.
How are you? So yeah.
Well, they got a COVID vaccine over there.
It was wild. It was wild.
I was like, get it.
Yeah, no kidding. I've got connections. I got connections.
It's great.
So yeah, it was great. So, but that's the point of driven diplomacy.
Okay.
It's for the stereotypes that people think.
Is this a foundation that you've developed?
Not for profit.
Not for profit. Okay, so just quick synopsis. What are your goals? What are you trying to do with that?
So essentially, there are government grants
right.
to build diplomacy.
Okay.
That's part of what the embassy is all about. And so building diplomacy is taking the government out of it. So it's a non-government organization. They have it. They call it NGOs.
Right.
And it's taking the government out of it, and it's speaking to schools, and it's universities, and the next generation to say, I'm American, you're Russian or Georgian or whatever it may be, because driven diplomacy will be international, everywhere. And it's basically, these kids that I spoke to all over Russia. I went for 30 days last year, but on 3 different trips.
Okay.
I was, for many of them, the first native English speaker they had ever met.
Okay.
All right.
And I went to a city called Vladivostok, which is almost to China. Okay. And I went to a school with our consulate in Vladivostok. And these kids, hundreds of kids, studied NASCAR.
Really?
Because I was coming.
We said at the same time. Nice.
They had tables set up.
Give me Jong-un!
With pictures of race cars. They told me, because STEM, which is science, technology, engineering, and math, is a big part of So they told me about the banking. Like, they gave me a little book report on every racetrack.
Really?
You guys, it was amazing.
These kids had this ready.
They had it ready.
And they're that big a fan.
And NASCAR didn't acknowledge, but we're not going to go down that path.
Bad.
Yeah,
they should. I mean,
you'd think they would talk about that.
You're taking NASCAR to Russia.
Yeah.
To the whole.
And the kids love it.
The kids love it, and guess what? You can get.
Just because our kids don't.
Yeah, some do, some don't.
Yeah.
So, how was your reception when you went over there? Because I saw some pictures. You were in your uniform, your driver's uniform, and I mean, they probably were looking like, "Who's this?"
Yeah, no, it was cool. I mean, they were prepped well, so they knew who I was.
Right,
They'd gone online and studied, and so they knew. And then I have an introductory video that starts back my, pony stock days.
Okay, got it.
Like,
so they saw that.
I'm a frizzy-haired,
right. So
21-year-old, and my dad's, back there, and we're working on the race car. I have a really cool intro video that takes you through all the years. Yeah.
Right. See, so these are the people that kind of Matt Lombardi, RCR. That's pretty cool. Would have never known any of that.
No,
see, because they didn't.
Me either.
No, that's the whole thing. But like on Facebook, you're like, oh, she's in Russia, and that's it. Real quick, here's a go. Little break, little commercial. Lake Norman Patio Game Rooms is the show is brought to you by them. Brawley School Road, right by Canvasback and Oak, right there. Go check them out. Go see Brad, JoJo, Patrick. Game room stuff, pool tables, patio furniture galore for outside, high quality. Stuff's going to last a long time. And he has quite a guitar collection.
Great guy.
Great guy. Go check him out. We're going to be doing a show there. September 12th, I think we picked. So we're going to go there. We'll do it live. So we appreciate it. And by the way, if you're wondering, yes, we do have room for more advertisers. Thank you. Reach out. We'll let you know how that works.
So I got to tell Jennifer, the next time you wreck inadvertently, the best thing you can do for your guys, here's what your fab guys love. Here's what your guys in the shop love. Just go get some pizza when you're working late.
They've had so much pizza, their pizza down.
Really? So you do that?
You do that?
Are you kidding me?
Do you bring it to them?
Yes. And I work with them. I work on.
See, you work on your stuff.
There were nights I left after they left.
I'm telling you, the guys
respect.
The guys respect that.
It's good.
I worked for Michael Walter for a while. Michael bought me some pizzas. I'm gonna leave it there.
Right.
Between Michael and Slugger, I ate a lot of pizza.
Right now, if you have any questions, you want to ask Jennifer, now is your time. We appreciate all of you that tuned in.
How are we going to give the T-shirt away?
I
gotta get it tied. I brought an extra one because I thought it would be a good.
Is there a trivia question we could do, or is there a? Come on, give a trivia question.
These are your people. Look, this is one of my sponsors.
Who's that?
Oh, her
Aaron
photographer is amazing too. Of course, Aaron would say that. You know Aaron.
Yeah, that's
and
right.
this is another sponsor, Mark Yates.
Okay, so he said that earlier. He said that he you inspired him to get involved with the sport.
Who?
And that's why he follows you. Mark Yates said that earlier.
Oh, he's so cool. Yeah. No, his son Matthew and they're supporters.
Okay.
And they've been really great through this COVID stuff because as you can imagine, so many of my sponsors are hospitality driven.
Right.
Yes, and that's gotta be tough.
Yeah, and they're all every single one of them, and I owe so many of them, to reach out to them again. I did at the beginning of all this, but anybody who we sold individual sponsorships, you didn't have to be a business, but you had to be a sponsor because you can't sell hot dogs.
So we talked about Daytona, right?
Yeah.
And we talked about her finish.
Right.
The last place she raced before Daytona
was
Michigan.
Michigan.
Right.
Let's give it to one of her fans who knows where she finished at Michigan.
Yeah, because I don't know where I finished at Michigan.
Okay, there you go. So first one who chimes in.
I think I know.
First one who chimes in was the Michigan fan.
With
well done. I'm gonna cheers you. Look at you. You're getting creative.
I'm not just
Warren,
my dashing good looks.
You're just not a dumb. You're not a fabricator. That's it. That's perfect. So first one who chimes in, and where Jennifer Jo Cobb finished
at Michigan.
And Michigan gets
a shirt. Gets a signed shirt.
Right. Someone asked about Martinsville. What are your thoughts on Martinsville?
So fans at Martinsville, I just don't think we're going to see. Well,
no. How are you? No, he wants to know how you're going to do at Martinsville. What are your thoughts on Martinsville?
Well, my crew chief told me it's the same brake package we did today.
I was just going to say, if they got the brakes right, she'll be fine.
She'll be fine. It's good.
Martinsville's never.
Otherwise, it's a fence.
Okay, we have to look this up.
It's never been one of my strengths, but I'm looking forward to going there. Yeah.
We got 28, 27, 29, 29. We're gonna have to verify that. So I'll go back and look.
I know
later.
which one I think.
Okay, we'll get.
Tony, can you look?
Everybody just jumped in.
That's fine. They just kind of jumped in. 25th, 28th. Tess.
Oh.
Tess from my hometown of Akron, New York.
So here, let me tell you something.
Go ahead, tell us.
It would have been a lot better.
You were doing very well there.
But that last lap crash, they did not throw a caution.
Right. It was insane.
And Clayton was like, "Why don't you just stop because we don't know where this guy's going to go."
Right, right.
And I stopped, and he's like, "Oh, whatever cuss word came out of his mouth. There is no caution."
And you lost a couple spots.
Keep going, yeah.
So I made up 3 though before I got to the checker. So yeah, I think it was 28th, but I don't know.
Your best moment in racing?
Oh boy, Lakeside Speedway, May 13th, Friday the 13th, 1994.
Okay.
Last lap pass, won my first race.
Okay, congratulations, yeah.
I was sponsored by a little bar in Kansas City, Kansas called
imagine that place that night.
Bill's 32 West.
Right.
I was 21 years old. And my mom, when I was born, my mom basically quit drinking.
Okay.
She met my dad in a bar. I was born, she basically quit drinking.
A lot of us meet people.
Yeah, right. And my mom went to the bar with us, and my mom and dad danced.
Oh,
nice.
And I lost my mom 2 years ago.
Oh, that's
God bless, yeah.
So, I'll never forget that day. And I forget a lot of stuff.
That's all right. That's good.
And I could say 6th at Daytona. That was a really awesome day.
That was good. I remember that day.
I could say I remember the
6
first
at
time.
Daytona is pretty damn good.
I remember the first time I went under the tunnel at Daytona to test. I remember starting Talladega, being on the banking and going, "Am I really in a NASCAR race at Talladega right now?"
Jesus, I got to get on the gas here.
I'm gonna slide down. Right.
But yeah, that moment,
right.
winning my first race ever.
Perfect.
Yeah.
So let me. I got to say something.
Go.
Because you've been on them high banks, and when people watch on TV, they don't realize that is really, really narrow.
When you're going slow, you're really like, can we go green now? Because
right. But like I've taken just a van around there, and you look and you're like, these guys go 3 and 4 wide there.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just enough room.
Make up your mind, Jim.
To be that.
Right.
Which
my brother.
But at any rate, I'm saying it's pretty narrow, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I do.
Oh, you don't pay attention? You're just...
No, I know, but I mean, so in my opinion, 4 of us can go. We can go 4 wide. That's not that narrow.
Right.
It's fine. 4 wide is fine.
Mom and Dad with Jen at Hall of Fame was my favorite.
Oh.
Someone Gene
Priscilla.
There you go.
Yep, another one of my friends, sponsors, supporters.
Good. We got a lot jump in on that shirt.
Speaking of real quick,
we're gonna have to figure it out.
My brother Jim, we want to thank him.
He's a supplier of this camera.
He bought us a camera for the show. My brother in Vegas. Thank you, love you, appreciate it very much. And
thank you, Jim. He said mine sucked.
He said he just wanted us to do good, and I can see we got rid of the fishbowl up there. That's good. And we have a tripod coming next because this show is going to start going mobile. We'll talk about it later. Some different places, and if you have a bar or restaurant, we'd love to do the show at your place.
We're not going to Mobile, Alabama.
We're not going to Mobile. We're going mobile. We're going mobile. We're taking the show on the road. That's it. Cool. So my sister, my brother's been guessing all these numbers, and my sister chimes in and said, "This isn't the Price is Right." So okay, we're good there. All right. Okay, we lost. We're good. We're still good.
That always happens.
That happens. That happens. Having later and later, which is good.
Are we ready for a wing?
So you know what the one wing challenge?
No.
Okay, so we, because I'm from Buffalo.
Okay.
And he's a wing lover from Wisconsin. We get chicken wings and we get one wing, and we taste it and we rate it from 1 to 5. You can do like 3.2, 4.5, or whatever.
And so is one style and one's another style?
No, they're all the same. But so usually the person who gets them, we don't tell the other where they came from.
I was gonna say, did I see your wife bring those down? Because
Yes.
I mean, I'm about to rate it a 10 because if she made those wings, okay.
She don't make. I'm sorry, put your foot back. She doesn't. We don't. No, Warren made them one time. They're fantastic, but so we get them from somewhere, and then we don't tell where they're from.
So 5 is the best.
5 is the best.
Oh, nice.
Gotta read the note.
Ooh, that's pretty good. Ooh, moist towelettes.
Oh.
Some people hate that
So
word.
do I get to rate?
Oh yeah, you're in. This
Absolutely.
So we do one wing. Okay, we have to. I got where they're from here.
I think we gotta get Tony a wing too.
Tony eat wings?
She does.
These
She
are-
ordered wings the other night.
These were created in my hometown of Buffalo, New York. So you know. Oh, look at that.
So
look at this smell.
here, I'm gonna let you.
Ladies pick. You can pick a flap or a
Yeah,
gum.
I won't.
No, I think I'll do it flat.
I'm not gonna touch your wing.
Ooh, they're hot though.
Are they hot?
No, they're
Still? Are they still hot?
Oh, that'll help.
Do you have a
Okay.
napkin?
No, that'll help.
We
Ooh,
are-
they're pretty hot.
And Tony, we're gonna get a wing.
What?
From
Russian wing
from-
rating?
Russian
Yeah,
wing.
Russian.
That's.
I
right.
can't.
Russian wing rating.
Ooh, wow.
Wow, I should be a broadcaster.
Oh, yeah.
Tried that.
Tony, what's the rapper that has like a burger place in Russia? Rapper, like a singer.
like a musician. Who?
She says Timothy like she knows him. His name's like, Black Rock or something.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
All right.
I think it's
Someone said, "Wing it up, guys."
Here, I'm gonna give one to Tony because we gotta have a Russian wing
Rating.
rating.
Actually, I like
There's a
that.
napkin right there on the table. hon.
Okay. Okay, so these are from Midtown Sundries in Denver.
I like
It's Barbelo.
Barbelou's my favorite.
It is your favorite.
Barbelo.
We didn't even know that.
I would like more sauce, but
Right.
Me too.
Yep.
It is. It's got a little bit of smokiness to it
Yeah,
that
I
I
can taste
really
that.
like, and it's very tender.
Hey, did you ever hear about a smoked bourbon shot? You ever hear about that?
It's not a shot. First
Must
of all.
be inside
that's
joke.
right.
I missed
So
it.
yeah,
Not a shot.
my very first smoked bourbon, Jennifer Jo took me and said, "Oh, you like bourbon?" So we left one
We
place.
left Big Al.
We left Big-
Were
we
we
left
supposed to
Big
say?
Al.
Are we
No,
supposed
we
to
have
say
a
names?
Barbelo.
We left Big Al's and we went down to this place down the way, and I had this whole process, and I like sipped it. I was like, "Oh my god, this is like the best damn thing ever!" So, thank you. That was nice to open my eyes. Another
I love
bourbon.
it.
Okay, these are really good.
These are good.
Really, really good.
Yeah.
But they're not hot enough for me. So I'm gonna give them a 3.5.
3.5. Okay.
Yeah. They're really good.
Yeah.
I mean, they're
I feel like the quality and the way it's cooked
Mhm.
is like perfect.
yes, I agree.
Me.
I just don't want more sauce, so I'll give him.
I
want
I'll give him
them
a
hotter.
4. I'll give him a 4.25.
I want them hot. Okay, 4.25.
4.25.
And
Wow.
I just need sauce.
She's 4.25. That's the first one. That's the first 3 digits we've ever.
Yeah, I mean, she's going in.
I'll go 4.3. No, they're pretty good.
I mean, go whatever you want.
I did, 4.3.
This is what we do.
Okay, that's it. Good.
Tony.
Any more questions?
What
Tony,
do you
we
give it?
got the Russian rating.
On a scale of 1 to 5.
Good.
4 to 5.
Oh, come on.
So, come on.
No.
No, pick a number.
Well, it's up to you. If it's 425, it's
Yeah.
425.
425. Yeah, she said, okay. Good. Okay.
Ask her to say vodka.
Say vodka.
Vodka? Wow.
I know how it's said.
I'll tell you what.
Over there.
Here we are in Mooresville, North Carolina.
Right.
A guy from Wisconsin, a guy from Buffalo, a beautiful woman from Kansas.
And only two of us know how to say vodka.
Vodka. It's exactly. And then you have a girl from Russia eating chicken wings with us, talking about
In
vodka.
my basement.
In your basement. Pub Table Racers. You don't get this anywhere else, folks. Thank you very much. Oh my
Drinking
God.
High Life, she is. She's like,
Drinking High Life. She's drinking a High Life with it.
well, yeah, she didn't want like a White Claw.
She didn't want vodka. She
High Life.
She wanted High Life. Yeah, you're gonna love it. We got time for some more questions. We got a few more minutes here for Jennifer. Johnny, little Johnny Barbelo Young. I didn't get to a lot of your people that are coming through there, but if you want to ask the questions now, we will gladly answer them.
I'll take your trash.
Excuse me. Wait, your tastes good with wings tonight.
So what is Barbelo?
Did
I
you
don't
just
even know
burp?
what Barbelo is.
I burped on the radio, and I was like,
Did you ever burp in your mask? Jesus.
no, like in my helmet.
The worst
I think it
ever.
was Michigan, and and it was water. Like you're sucking water down because it's
Right.
so hot. And
You did
Clayton
breathe
was
in.
like, "Did you just burp?" And he
You know
said,
what? You're in a race car. What the hell? You got to do what you got to do,
he
right?
said, "I almost peed my pants."
Burped in my mask the other day. I think I had COVID.
Oh,
God, I had some hot sausage and stuff. It's like, Jesus, God.
So-
my eyes are watering.
Right? So you think about the mask now. You can like, is that? I have bad breath. That's it. I need to wash my mask.
I
or
think
something.
people are way more dentally hygienic
Yeah.
now. with
Well, I always
that.
say
That's
that.
a
Well,
good thing. That is a
you'd
very
hope
good
so.
thing.
Sorry, I'm picking my teeth on the air. So Jennifer, I just think that what you're doing, all the stuff in the foundation you're doing, and everything, it's amazing that you take time out
There's
of.
another one of my buddies. Hi, Steve.
Who's that?
Steve
Collins. Say hi.
Does he have a shirt?
I can't see.
Okay.
I can't see everybody.
Tess Carl, I got it. Tess Carl from Akron, my little hometown, outside of Buffalo. How old were you when you won your first race? 19?
21.
21. 21? Is that the night you just told us about?
Yes.
Right. How many races did you win altogether? Do you remember? Do you have all of them or no?
No, I mean it wasn't a ton of features. You know, I mean it's more than a dozen.
That's good.
Heat races. Gosh, we had those down. You know how that goes.
Right.
Sure.
Do
Yeah.
those even count?
Right. Picture
It's
of
a
flag.
win.
That's right.
Yeah,
I
picture-
won a lot of
picture of
races. 4 features and 100 pieces. That's good. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. No.
Someone
Yeah.
says don't give you your red wine.
Don't get.
Steve.
Listen. So I'm about to out him.
There's a.
Uh-oh.
You ever stroll down Talladega Boulevard?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they have a rule
Mm-hmm.
at his location, which I.
Oh, so he's a camper there. Got it.
He's a hot shot cat. Like he has a whole situation.
Okay, got it.
Okay, he's got a.
Kind of like my
he's
brother
part
said
of the
in Vegas.
boulevard.
You guys will
Got
know.
it,
You guys
okay.
will know the situation. And they
I might
have
have
a.
been in his situation. I've been on the boulevard.
I'm sure you've been in this situation. So him and his buddies, they're amazing,
Right.
and they have adopted us.
Good.
They do T-shirts every year, and
Good.
they have Eddie on the back of the shirt, and they've got me on the back of the shirt, and they just welcomed us with open arms. Have been great to us.
Good.
And they have a rule that if you spill any part of your drink, then you have to get it taped to your hand.
Oh.
And somehow I spilled, and maybe on him or maybe he hit my hand.
Right.
So they taped his and my hand to my drink, and it
Perfect.
was just over from there. There was
Yeah.
red wine everywhere.
There's a good question. What made you pick number 10?
So here's something really interesting.
Okay.
When I was dreaming of being a race car driver in high school, I thought it would be really cool to be number 10. Well, my dad was number 0.
Got it.
Okay.
Before my dad was number 0, he was number 1 because he kind of followed in my cousin's footsteps. My
Got
cousin
it.
was number 1.
Okay.
So he was number 1, then he was number 0. So for whatever reason, I just think 10's a cool number, so I want to be number 10. And I found a napkin where I sketched, probably during college class or something, a race car with a number 10 on the side of it.
Right.
When I start racing, I sort of was like, I'm going to be number 10, and my mom was like, oh, no, you're not. You're going to be your dad's number 0. I'm like, you're right. I've got to be number 0. So I was number 0
Okay.
for 10 years in every division. And the truck was James Busher's truck that was for sale, and the
Right.
points came with it, and it just happened
had
to be
to be
number
number
10.
10. Perfect.
Isn't that wild?
Wow. See, it all worked out. It was fate. It was meant
I
to be.
believe in fate.
There's
I
a lot
believe
of
in God. I believe in serendipity.
Racing is a lot of fate.
Oh, trust me, I know. Who was your favorite NASCAR driver growing up?
So, really had a thing for Hardee's and the Smurf glasses, and hence Cale Yarborough.
Okay.
The Smurf classes? Perfect. What a way to pick a driver. All right. We got time for some more
When
questions.
I was like 8.
well, that's all right. I get it, but still, you got to have a.
Did you watch all the time? Did you watch like
Right.
you and your dad?
Watch the
wide world
yeah.
of sports.
Well, so here's the thing. I watched a fair amount, but keep in mind, we were a racing family. So my dad was racing
On
Friday night,
Sunday.
Saturday
Oh,
night,
yeah,
Sunday.
so you get to watch.
We were racing 3 nights a
Yeah.
week, so we were
That's how
all.
I grew up too.
You never DVR'd it?
No, we never.
We didn't know how to program the VCR.
yeah,
sure.
yeah.
Good. Rewind it.
The Betamax.
It didn't. I know. I'm being.
Well, like Abraham Lincoln said, don't believe everything you read on the internet. That's proof. When Abraham Lincoln
Right.
says it, you know it's good. All right, we got time for a couple more questions. We're at our 10 o'clock. Wow, that was a fast hour. Jeez.
Time flies. We're having fun.
This is fun. Thank you for coming.
Thank you very much for
Thank you for
coming.
having me.
Awesome. We appreciate it. And get the t-shirts where? Available?
Drivenswag.com.
Drivenswag.com. So we appreciate it. All you guys are great with the questions and everything like that. A lot of it coming through there. Oh, real quick, favorite track.
See, I can't.
Okay, then you
It's like
can't go.
Kansas
Road course?
Speedway.
Kansas.
Kansas Speedway, of course, that's home.
All right.
That's where it all began.
Go to Kansas.
That's good. I'll go with that. Good.
Vegas does have a spa in the
Hold
middle.
my
of it.
watch.
Yeah, I
Aaron,
love
Aaron,
that.
Aaron Ferrier, he keeps asking all these questions where he's the answer. Like, who's your favorite photographer? Aaron, who designed the shirts? Aaron, so I'm just, I'm not going to pander into
This
that.
is your last shout out,
This
Aaron.
is it. We did, Aaron. We got it. We appreciate it.
Aaron
All
did
right.
design the shirts. Paradigm Marketing, if you need more.
All right. And they're nice.
When's your next race?
Oh, trick question.
Oh,
Friday at Dover.
that's what I thought.
Oh, really?
Do you like that one?
I do. High bank.
High
A lot
bank,
like
that's
I-70.
it. Yeah, that's it. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. We appreciate all of you tuning in tonight. It's amazing what you do. Jennifer, you have been an awesome guest.
We'd like to thank Jennifer
Jo
Thank
Cobb,
you.
and her
driver,
friend
and
Tony over
Tony
there.
from Russia.
Tony won't come in to
And the
picture.
thing, she goes,
She's
no,
in a
that's
witness
fine.
protection
Witness
program.
protection program.
The Russians don't know she's here.
The Russians all stop. Oh, great. What was that? What is it? Thank you very much. We still have our t-shirts available. Oh, real quick, we have more t-shirts coming. Black ones. We're going to have koozies and we have hats coming. And I think now's a good time to announce who our guest is next week.
And
Next
where
week-
we might be.
Next week, we are going to the Man Cave.
We're
Remember what it
traveling.
is? We're traveling.
It's
First
a
one,
traveling road show.
traveling show next week. We are going to the 4-time NASCAR Truck Series champion, NASCAR Hall of Famer's house, Ron Hornaday. Ron Hornaday is our guest next week. Look forward to having you all tune in. And I'm sure we're
Yeah,
going to
he's
have some
going to
funny
beat me
stories.
up.
Funny stories about something. And we are going to have probably more than we'll have to have Coors Light for
Right,
us.
I'm going to need an Uber.
We're gonna do. Maybe we both will. Who knows? So, all right. Well, guess what, everybody? Thank you very much, Jennifer. Once again, thank you very much.
Thank you.
The shirt's coming to the person I figure out it is. Thank you very much. Have a great one. Keep supporting us. Like us on Facebook, on Twitter.
Right.
And we got some
We
big news
appreciate
coming.
everybody.
We got more news coming up soon about Pub Table Racers, but it's because of all you people that's supporting it makes it happen. So thank you very much. Good night. Like we say good night, Dick.
Good night, Dick.
There you go.
But we say this now with Janet. Same bad time, same bad channel
There-
next week.
Next week. There you go. And now you're
Cheers.
talking my language. All right. And to Tony from Russia. There we go. Came out. Thank you, everybody.
Now
Appreciate
throw
you.
the odds.
Got to get one in.
Gotta get it in there.